Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we are going to be talking about gold. Now, before I start this review, I just want to let everyone know that sorry for bringing up this review a little later than usual, but I decided yesterday I had to take some time to process it, so here we go. So, Gold stars Matthew McConaughey, and I haven't seen any of his movies, and it's also still January, but it's the end of January, so this movie isn't as bad as you may think it is, but it's not as good as I was hoping it would be. So it's kind of in the middle. So let's talk about the positives. Well, the story first, obviously. So it's supposedly based off the true story in which this guy finds a place where there's gold, and he becomes super rich, and it kind of shows all the steps he took while having this fame, and that's basically the movie. It's very similar to The Founder, only a lot less complicated in a way. But let's start off with what I liked about this movie. What I liked were the performances, and they worked for the movie. I thought they were. There's nothing fantastic or groundbreaking, they're just good performances in a movie. So that's something I liked. Another thing that I liked were, unfortunately, outside of performances, there's not too much else to like. There are minor details that I could say, but they don't really mean a whole lot. So I'm just going to have to get into the negatives right now. So this movie, what it does is just shove a bunch of characters in your face without any real introduction. And another thing that's something I found to be bothersome, or not bothersome, just something I couldn't really get into the story because it's just not how it should be. It shouldn't be just shoved in your face. They should introduce each character, like in The Founder, starring Michael Keaton. And I might draw a few comparisons from Gold to The Founder, but even though that's technically not fair because The Founder is way better than Gold, but it's the best way I can do for you to understand my points. Another thing that I found to be a problem was that there are jump cuts that are annoying. Not like Resident Evil, the final chapter, or Underworld Blood Wars, not even close. But just, you could have found a better way to do that. And there's a lot of narration in this movie. It's throughout. And, like, for instance, I'll give you an example for how these jump cuts are a problem. So, our main protagonist, who I don't even remember his name because he doesn't get a proper introduction, he called someone and he's supposed to be up in a meeting, and you just see a bunch of jump cuts and just standing around waiting, and like just like 5 seconds later, there he is, and you see like 4 jump cuts, and really, it didn't look like he was waiting very long. Another thing that disappointed me was the cinematography. There's nothing impressive about it, but it's something you can deal with, but it won't be memorable. So another thing that was disappointing for me was the story itself. I myself enjoy history. I'm interested in it because I like seeing how things that happened before connect to today's time, to over here today. And I find that interesting in how we use that connection from then and now to move on. I just find that interesting. But the story itself isn't very interesting. You can't really care about anyone. And the best scenes in the movie are the scenes with our protagonist's wife, I think. And they're really good scenes. There just aren't enough for me to say, I recommend this movie. Because they're not. And one other thing that I liked was the feel of the movie. You feel like you're in the 80s, specifically 1988. And I like that a lot. In the end, this movie has fine performances, a good feel, and a few good scenes. The last scene in the movie is really, really good, I feel. And Unfortunately, there's nothing else to note outside of that. It just has a rushed plot with cuts that make the movie feel really short in some scenes and really long in others. So the pacing, in other words, sorry, the pacing is off. In the end, I'm gonna give Gold a C. It's disappointing that it's not what I was hoping it would be, but based on the trailers, I wasn't expecting much, but I got what I thought. It's not awful, but just not worth your time. If you haven't seen The Founder, starring Michael Keaton, I highly recommend seeing that. I think this is much, much better than Gold. And if you have thoughts on Gold that are different than mine, let me know down below. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and be a part of Foley Nation. That's right, I brought it back. Some of you may know that. I stopped using it for a while, but in any case, thank you for watching, and I'll post my next review up very soon.